Hey everyone, I am back. I am David, the Spaniard Garcia, and yeah, my sister is coming to the movie trivia face-off because she doesn't like my beard.
Hello everyone, I'm Leire García. You've probably seen me already times now presenting with my brother, David the Spaniard Garcia, and he's the reason that I am here today.
She told me that I should shave. I don't want to because I like my beard, and I told her that now I settle things this way in a movie trivia contest. And I know she knows a lot of geek because I talk a lot and she listens.
Well, not him, his beard. I hate it. And I want it gone. So that's basically why I am debuting in the movie trivia face-off, because I want him to save his beard. However, if I lose, I will have to dye my hair blonde, and I don't want that.
And she watches a lot of movies as well. I have watched with her all the Star Wars and Harry Potter movies since she was 6 years old. So this is going to be an interesting match. It's probably going to depend on the wheel. I expect to be better than her in round 1 because I have been studying a lot of different movies.
So when we say hello in Spain, we give each other a kiss on the cheek. Can you imagine that gross, pointy beard scrubbing across her face?
But then the round 2 wheel can go either way. Like if she gets one of her strengths, she's going to wipe the floor with it, and I have to hope I get one of mine as well.
I would look good and blonde, but my brother won't look good either way, so I'm just minimizing the damage.
If I win, I am going to make my sister dye her hair blonde because I just think it's funny. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
Let's see how everything goes then. Let's go.
What's up and welcome back, Face Off fanatics. It is me, Andrew the Elk Kelk, here once again to welcome you to a fantastic match in the movie trivia Face Off. It's a special match. It's a Geektacular Face Off, and we've had the family Face Off before. Now we have the family fight to the finish. That's right. Today we are going to see the Garcias. David and Leire García will be going head to head to show their geek knowledge. I have no favorites in this match. I totally have a favorite in this match. But I am glad to be joined by one of my favorite people, my co-host today, for the matchup. I'm sure he's as excited as I am, as excited as he is to be here to see this great performance from two amazing competitors. Once again, I have a favorite. Welcome, Mr. Alex, the Gothfather Frost.
Oh, Elk, it's so good to see you once again. We have a good old-fashioned lucha de apuestas, a hair versus hair match. Oh, I love these. And it's kind of my fault, so it's only appropriate that I'm here.
Well, it is fantastic to have you here, Alex. You know I love calling these matches with you, and I gotta say, we know at least one of these competitors very, very well indeed. David, the Spaniard Garcia, known as the commissioner around these parts. He's one of the founders of the league, and he's got a lot of knowledge. What does his sister have to do in this match today, Alex?
Beat him. Just however she has to do, we can help her cheat, maybe, if we're really sneaky, but all she has to do is beat him. Hope he slips on a banana peel. Maybe he'll go temporarily blind. Maybe that's what the sunglasses are about. I have no idea, but she absolutely has to beat him.
Well, Alex, I've always said you're a man of discerning tastes and absolutely correct opinions most of the time. I'm the guy with all the excitement, but the excitement only starts when the match gets going. Alex, are you ready for this matchup today?
Sure.
He says, sure. We say, let's get ready to face off. Introducing your competitors. Making her way to the ring first, this is Leire, the Pixie Garcia. Welcome, Leire. You've got two big fans over on this side of the desk cheering for you to win this match today against a despicable human being and your brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling really excited to be here. I'm so happy that you guys let me do this. I am not really sure that I will beat him, but thank you for the support.
All right, that's one member of the Garcia family. Unfortunately, we can't stop there. Let's keep it going as we introduce her opponent. Making his way to the ring, this is the founder of the movie Trivia Face-Off, the Star Wars #1 contender, David the Spaniard García.
Hey everyone, what's up? Yeah, I'm going to ignore everything you guys have been saying because I am happy to be here with my sister. I am happy to see her making her debut. So, yeah.
David, we absolutely agree. We are happy that your sister is here. Alex, are you ready to get going with this matchup today?
Yes, sir.
Leire, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right, and David, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, Alex, why don't you give them the rules for round #1?
All right, your rules for round #1. You will each receive a combined 10 questions. They will be worth 1 point apiece. You cannot do multiple choice. If you score all 10 questions, you will receive a bonus question, also worth 1 point. And you have 3 repeats. You have your challenge, and we will remind you the rules for that as you need it. Elk, back to you.
All right, and with that, our competitors have their whiteboards. We are ready to go. Let's get right into round #1. All right, Garcia's pens at the ready as we get you started in round #1. Here we go with your first question. Your category is DC movies. DC movies. The question is, Eddie Blake is more famously known as what DC comic film character? Alex,
How's Sunny D doing? We haven't heard.
Oh,
How's Sunny D doing?
He's on a brief sabbatical. He's going out to find his long lost cousin. I wish him the best of luck, and he's going to be back in 3 days, or I'm docking his pay. All right, we've got 5, 4, 3.
Can you repeat
2.
the question?
That is 1 repeat for David Garcia. David, your question is, Eddie Blake is more famously known as what DC Comics film character? Alex, are you a fan of these DC films? You watch a lot of them?
Yes, I have seen some of them. They're fine.
Well, let's see if he's coming up with it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. And we will go first to Leire.
Got nothing.
No answer, no point on the board, out of the perfect round already. And David, did the repeat help you? What do you have?
I don't remember his name in The Dark Knight Rises, but I guess Robin?
Oh, he's thinking of John Blake. This is unfortunately from one of my favorite DC movies, as Eddie Blake is the civilian name of the comedian from Watchmen. The comedian. No perfect rounds here.
Oh,
Didn't have to jinx it or anything. It just happened naturally.
I guess it runs in the Garcia bloodline.
Yeah. All right. Your second question comes in the category of Middle Earth. What is the name of Treebeard's species?
Oh, geez, naming species. I'm just having flashbacks to high school and a bunch of Latin names you can't remember. Which sounds like Tolkien's writing.
Yeah. I feel like they're not going to have as much trouble with the Spanish or with the Latin as you are.
Fair point, Alex. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
All right. We will start with David.
and
Point on the board for David.
Yep. It's an N.
It's an N. Is it, David? And we will.
It is an N. It is an N.
Leire. Thank you. That's another
She
point.
defends her brother and says it is an N, yet her N looked perfectly normal to me. Just pointing that out.
By the way, my sister studies Latin. Just for the record.
No. In past tense, please. I studied Latin 3 years ago. Please.
All right, not bad for both competitors. Both are now on the board with 1 point, off to a start. Let's see if we can keep it going. I know these competitors, at least one of them fairly well, and I think he might get a point in your new category of Wizarding World. Wizarding World. In the film Prisoner of Azkaban, what magical item does Fred and George give to Harry to help him sneak into Hogsmeade? Little quick correction on that one. Sorry about that. Big fan of these movies, as you know, Alex. I think there's a magic to J.K. Rowling's world that's just pretty incomparable. The only thing I've seen that's more magical is every morning when I look in the mirror. You got 5, 4.
That was a long road to get there.
2,
Wow.
and 1. Hands down, and we will go to Leire. The Marauders map is correct. Did David manage his mischief? What do you have?
Marauders map.
2 points, both competitors. That's what we like to see. Hard fought. It's starting off well.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus. Your fourth question comes from the category of Star Trek. What rank does James T. Kirk hold at the start of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan?
Alex, new school Star Trek movies or old school? New Next Generation or original?
Next Generation.
Yeah.
We draw the line here. No further. Love those films. They are very fun to watch. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
All right. We go to David.
Admiral.
Admiral is correct for a point. Leire?
I could cut time, so.
That is incorrect.
No. That means David is taking the lead as we move on just about at the halfway point of this round. All right, Garcia's your next question comes in the category of movie quotes. Movie quotes. Obviously, they're both excited about this, so let's get right on into it. Your question: which MCU character said, "With everything that's happening, the things that are about to come to light, people might just need a little old-fashioned"?
What?
An old-fashioned, my favorite drink.
An old-fashioned is a classic cocktail. I'm a 2 fingers of scotch neat man, usually aged about 12 years, but I will take an old-fashioned once in a while. We've got countdown in 5.
Can I get
4.
a repeat, please?
That is 1 repeat for Leire. Your question in the category of movie quotes, Leire, is which MCU character said, "With everything that's happening, the things that are about to come to light, people might just need a little old-fashioned"? Just a little one, though. You got to be responsible when you're drinking.
Do you think it's weird that these two don't have the same accent? I think it's a little suspicious.
Well, I know that at least one member of the Garcia family that I know is always a little suspicious, so it could be something's going on. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's see if the repeat was of any assistance at all. Leire.
I wrote Steve Rogers, but I don't think it's him.
Quote spoken to Steve Rogers, but that is not the correct character. David, do you know who said that to Captain America?
Phil Coulson.
Clark Gregg himself. That is correct for a point.
Just out of curiosity, which accent do I have?
Your sixth question comes in the category of...
Hold on. 1 second. Alex, before you ask this question, do you think somebody here is going to get it?
There's a strong possibility. There is a strong possibility because your sixth question comes in the category of Star Wars. Who is the only villain wielding the dark side that we have seen shot in the films?
I assume that they mean something like shot with a laser. They have lasers in these movies, right?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Yep, strong probability.
All right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And I'll start with David. Why not?
Kylo Ren.
That is correct for 1 point. Leire?
Kylo Ren.
Back in it.
All right. Both on the board. We're coming up on your...
An answer to my question, Alex.
Yeah.
What's that seventh question? Comes in the category of what?
Seventh question is coming in that wide, wacky, wonderful, we own the entire world of MCU. MCU. Leire 2 points behind, 4 questions remaining. Here's your seventh question. In which MCU film will we see a dog in an astronaut suit? I love when dogs dress up as things. It's adorable and also kind of dumb.
They also look unhappy about it all of the time.
Oh, of course. Would you be happy if someone shoved you into a sailor costume?
I've had that weekend.
No
Yeah.
further questions. 5,
Me too.
4, 3,
Ugh, gross.
2. Alex can knapsack Frost. 1 and pens down. Leire, we will go to you first.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 is the full and absolutely correct title. Just needed Guardians of the Galaxy. David, what do you have?
Thank you for not making me beg for it. Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's totally fair. Obviously, when the movie came out, even with the Volume 1 attached, people just called it Guardians. We're going to take that. Points remain the same 2-point gap as we move to 8.
Your eighth question comes in the category of Marvel, not MCU. In X2, Mystique uses 3 different identities to get into a facility, gross, to find out where Magneto is being kept. One was a janitor. Name one of the other 2 identities.
All right, Alex. Now, these X-Men movies, especially X2, which was huge at its time, there's one question that has to be asked. What kind of accent does she have?
Now, when you say she, could you be more specific? Because I don't think I understand the question.
Alex,
Could you repeat the question?
I absolutely can. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down.
Let's just get it out of the way. David, what do you got?
Is it Bolivar Trask, one of them?
No. No, it is not. That is incorrect.
Wrong
Leire?
movie, probably. Yeah. Oh.
Looks like no answer from Leire.
Nope. We were looking for Yuriko, otherwise known as Lady Deathstrike or X-23, or Senator Kelly.
Senator Kelly. Boulevard Trask, I believe, was a different X-Men movie entirely.
Yep.
Yeah,
Wrong movie.
sure was.
Yep.
All right. So we
I guess
have
my sneeze didn't. Yeah.
we have a 2-point lead at the moment for the lesser García. And we have 2 questions remaining. Still a chance to catch up. Let's see what happens. Question number 9 is in the world of DCEU. I believe that stands for DCEU. Dr. Maru is better known by what alias? I stumbled a bit. I will repeat that. Dr. Maru is better known by what alias? Now, Alex, I think it is fair to say for all of our international viewers out there, to the Garcias, it's most certain that the 2 of us are the ones with accents. And to everybody sane, they do definitely have a little something going on.
Sure. Those people can be wrong. We are definitely the ones without accents.
I don't know what you mean by those people, but we're not going to get into that here. We got 5, 4,
Hey, David.
3,
Hey, David, how are you?
2, 1. All right, let's go to Leire.
Nothing. No.
No answer, not closing the gap. Will David pull further ahead with his answer of?
Dr. Poison?
Dr. Poison is the alias of Dr. Isabella Maru in Wonder Woman. 1 question remaining in the round. Currently a 3-point lead for
Did we
David.
see Wonder Woman together, Leire?
No.
We didn't.
She don't want to hang out with you. That's why you guys are in different rooms now.
He just watched it, and I was like, okay, well, I watched it by myself then. Okay, that's how it is.
All right, final question is yours, Alex.
And it comes from the category of scores and soundtracks. Ain't nobody ask you, David. Bye 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 by NSYNC appears in which X-Men film?
Quite the soundtrack deep cut. It's not often you go searching for the NSYNC on the soundtrack.
Which one of us do you think has had the best joke so far?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, Alex, you are competing bravely. All right, your final question in 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right. Yeah.
Question.
Someone's excited. 1. Pens down.
I think she asked for a repeat.
Yeah, she asked for a repeat.
I apologize. Go ahead, Alex. That'll be second repeat, I believe, for Leire.
Yep.
I believe you're right. Bye 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 by NSYNC appears in which X-Men film?
Are you more of an NSYNC or a Backstreet Boys kind of person?
No. Hard no.
No is his answer. On the other hand, a man with style like myself tears it up at karaoke to all sorts of songs by both bands. Works every time. We've got it in 5.
Everybody.
4. Yeah. 2. 1. Pens down.
David, we start with you. What do you got?
X2 X-Men United.
Thank you, David. That's 1 point. And Leire did not get it.
No, I got X1. I was actually doubting.
Unfortunate. That is what happens when they try to play the radio in Cyclops' car. And so Bye 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 comes on. All right, that is round 1 down. And I got to say, Alex, it's not going the way anyone in studio had hoped when we got to the outset of this match. It looks like David García is in a pretty commanding 4-point lead at the end of round 1, but you know what's coming next. The great equalizer right around the corner.
The wheel round. Yay.
That's right. As we check if our wheel has fallen apart, like the Schmodowns, and if the pegs are in fact strong enough to spin from, we're going to get set up for round 2, and we'll be right back with that in just 1 moment for you. All right, round number 2, we are ready to go. The wheel round, the wheel that can determine how far you go in a match. The right category will take you to the moon. The wrong category will sink you deep down to somewhere James Cameron wants to film his next movie. We've got a bunch of categories on the wheel. Of course, as always, they are Geektacular categories. And here are the rules for round number 2. Each competitor will receive a spin at the category wheel. If they do not like the category they have spun, they may elect once to respin, unless, of course, the wheel has landed on opponent's choice, which they must keep. At that point, their opponent will select a category for them. Each question this round is worth 2 points. If you do not know the answer to a question, you may opt to go to multiple choice, in which case you will be given 4 options. At that point, the value of the question will be reduced to 1. Steals are live in this round. That means if a competitor misses a question, their opponent will have the opportunity to pick up the points as a steal at the current point value, 2 if not at multiple choice, 1 if at multiple. You still have any live challenges and repeats in effect. You may still use those in this round. And with that, your categories on the wheel will be DC Extended Universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe, Star Trek, DC movies, movie release dates, Spinners and Opponent's Choice, comic book movies, Marvel movies, Wizarding World, Star Wars, and Middle Earth. Long way to get there on Middle Earth. People walking, very appropriate. With that, David García, you are currently in the lead by 4 points. You have 8, and Leire has 4. Would you like to spin the wheel first or defer to your sister?
I'm gonna let her go first.
All right, David is passing it over. Leire, go right ahead and just say, give it a spin.
Give it a spin.
All right. And there we are. Your category has been landed. Marvel movies is your category. Would you like to keep or spin again?
I'm going to keep it.
All right, she is going to keep Marvel movies, not MCU. Let's go ahead and get to those on our document. I will be asking the question to Leire, and Alex will be handling your questions, David. So, Leire, with Marvel movies...
Yo, David, control your emotion, please. You're making me nervous.
Sorry.
Well, now it's your turn.
That's one of the categories I could probably spin
Your
away.
turn now to make him feel nervous. Leire, have a great round here, and David will have to come back strong. So, in Marvel movies, first of 5 questions. Daredevil was directed by whom? This is an interesting film. I actually didn't hate it, but it's probably not the greatest.
I'm gonna go with multiple choice, please.
All right, we can absolutely do that for you. Your multiple choice options, Leire, are as follows. Daredevil was directed by A, Tim Story, B, Stephen Norrington, C, Rob Bowman, or D, Mark Steven Johnson.
I'm gonna go with C.
She said D.
No, C.
C. Rob Bowman is incorrect. David, would you like to take a guess? Your options once again are Tim Story, Stephen Norrington, Rob Bowman, or Mark Steven Johnson.
Mark Steven Johnson.
Mark Steven Johnson is correct for 1 point. All right, a 1 point steal.
Yeah. That's the spirit.
What? What?
I should have corrected you, Elk.
Yeah.
I'm so sad right now.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's see some points come on to the board. She wants to get started with this one. Question 2, why does Kingpin want to access the multiverse in the film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? Now, this was a fun movie, Alex. So exciting, visually amazing.
Best Spider-Man movie ever. Fight me.
5.
To bring his family
4.
back.
I think we can accept
I'm
that.
going to say that is acceptable. We are going to give you the points. The wording we had written here was to find alternate versions of his wife and son. That is his family, bringing them to him. I think that's good, Alex. You think that's... Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take that. That's 2 points going on the board then for Leire. Very well done.
Thank you.
All right. So that's what she wants to see. Lots of 2-point answers. You got 3 questions left. Your third question, Leire. Who is the one character that Quicksilver fails to save during the explosion in the mansion in the film X-Men Apocalypse?
Yeah. This was...
Who is the one character? That Quicksilver, just being lazy, as always.
Yeah. Couldn't get them all, could you, buddy?
Lots of characters in the X-Mansion, too. And 5.
I'm gonna go with multiple choice, please.
Multiple choice has been requested. We can do that for you. Leire, your multiple choice question answers are A, Scarlet Witch, B, Havoc, C, Psylocke, or D, Kitty Pryde.
Havoc.
Havoc is correct. And a note to our question writers, Havoc is spelled H-A-V-O-K. Yes, I am that big of a comic book nerd. All right, nice. Point on the board. You're still 2 points behind, but you have 2 questions left. If you do well on both of these, you could take the lead. Leire, question number 4. For his stunt, what did Johnny decide to jump over instead of cars in the film Ghost Rider? What do you think, Alex? Nicolas Cage, superhero material or just Nicolas Cage?
He's definitely made of some kind of material. I don't know if it's superhero. It's definitely not human.
I believe he once said, I'm a vampire, I'm a vampire, I'm a vampire in 5, 4.
I'm gonna say trucks.
Trucks is incorrect, unfortunately, which means we have a 2-point steal on the table for David. Once again, the question, David, for his stunt, What did Johnny to jump over instead of cars in the film Ghost Rider?
Helicopters.
That's correct for 2 points. The spinning blades of helicopters underneath his jump. Very, very frightening. Ooh, that's a tough steal, Alex.
Yeah, I've been here before. I don't like it.
I gotta say, I think that's a good assessment of the situation. Your final question in this round, Leire, to close the gap slightly. 2 points here will put you within 2 of your brother. What is the name of the guy who makes Blade's weapons in the beginning of the film Blade 2? This, I think, is almost unfair at this point, Alex. I like the Blade movie. Wow, that's a toughie.
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice it is. Now, I got some complex names. Let's see if I can get all these pronunciations correct. Your options are A, Scud, B, Spud, C, Whistler, or D, Skid. How'd I do, Al?
I don't understand. Why would this question be written? This is awful. It's our first match.
Thank you.
Sometimes the wheel really comes and gets you. That's true. And 5, 4, 3.
Skid. D.
D, Skid is incorrect. David, for the 1 point steal, your options once again are A, Scud, B, Spud, C, Whistler, or D, Skid.
It's either A or B. B.
B, Spud is incorrect. The correct answer was A, Scud. Scud was the answer we were looking for. Everybody knows Scud. Don't you have
Yeah, come on, guys.
All right, Mr. Frost, I gotta say, I'm guessing the round that Leire was hoping for when she kept Marvel on that wheel. She's still behind her brother, and he's still stepping up right now for his spin.
Yeah, and he's gonna be like a real jerk about it too, I bet. David, whenever you're ready.
Hey, Alex, that's my job.
Spin.
No, go ahead.
I actually expected something like this with Marvel, but I felt like it would land in something worse. So.
Yeah, like I was. Oh, yeah. No, spin that again, please.
Interesting choice, Alex. He did pretty well in Steels against his sister in Marvel, but he doesn't want comic book movies. I wonder about that one.
Yeah. Considering that comic book movies is the most of that we answer or ask questions about, I feel like he'd do okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that those comic book movies mean movies like The Losers, The Spirit, The Crow, all those guys. Yeah, no.
See, he knows the movies. It landed on, David, do you like this better? DC, Extended Universe.
Well, see them all, I think.
All right, Alex, take it away with David.
Okay.
Let's see if he can make an even bigger lead here.
All right. So, in the category of the DCEU, what term does Steve Trevor use when describing the lasso of truth for the first time?
Once again, it looks like we are not shy about asking the tough questions here, Alex. I gotta say, it seems like our question writers might have a vendetta.
So, since it was kind of clear that she didn't remember Wonder Woman, I am going to say Thing.
Thing is incorrect. Leire, could you try and please pull off a 2-point steal?
He can reread the question if you need it.
Yeah. What term does Steve Trevor use when describing the lasso of truth for the first time?
I'm going to go with whip.
That is also incorrect. We were looking for hot.
What?
Yep. Hot.
Like hot? Like the
warm
hot?
to the touch.
Hot.
Yep.
Oi. Okay.
All right. Well, not the best start for David, but hey, he's got some more questions coming.
Yeah, unfortunately. And your second question,
You
David.
go on like this. You go on like this.
I mean,
Who does Lawrence Fishburne play in the DCEU?
Perry White.
That is correct for 2 points. Perry White.
Racking up quite the lead.
This could be an early night, maybe. In Shazam, which is the last sin to leave the Eye of Sin in the final battle?
Really enjoyed this film, actually.
Yeah. Envy?
That is correct for 2 points.
That's correct. Scott Pilgrim's girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend.
All right, your fourth question. Who composed the soundtrack for Justice League?
Well, David loves these soundtrack questions.
Yeah, I do. Multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, Danny Elfman, B, Rupert Gregson Williams, C, Benjamin Wallfish, or D, Hans Zimmer?
I was thinking about him. It's probably not because it would be too easy. Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer is incorrect.
I can't believe it. Oh my goodness.
Leire for a steal.
Can you repeat the options, please?
Yes, I can. Is it A, Danny Elfman, B, Rupert Gregson Williams, C, Benjamin Wallfish, or D, Hans Zimmer?
I think it's Danny Elfman.
Danny Elfman is correct for 1 whole point.
That's right. Following his work doing the score for Tim Burton's Batman '89.
You remember what I was doing before we got to the concert this Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you remember what wasn't in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am an idiot.
Yes, you are.
Sounds like she got a second question correct. Do we give her a point for that?
Yeah. I'd like to thank David for not explaining any of that story, so we are more lost than ever.
No, Alex. I've known David a long time. When he explains stories, we become disturbed.
Shut up. This Sunday we went to a Hans Zimmer live concert, and literally before the concert, I was reading to her the whole list of soundtracks made by Hans Zimmer, and Justice League was not there.
All right,
you were
fascinating story.
Yeah, fascinating. You were just listing off movies. Great, terrific. Your fifth question, and final question. In Suicide Squad, how many members of Task Force X remain in Belle Reve at the end of the film?
Okay.
Great soundtrack. Okay movie.
It's a fine movie. What are you talking about?
I said okay.
I don't agree that much with that.
Human soundboard over here, David Garcia, will not stop making noises.
5,
2,
4.
2 is incorrect. Leire for a steal. Name a number. Just pick one.
Yeah, thank you. Wow. Gonna go with 3.
3 is correct for the steal.
Okay, so Captain Boomerang, Killer Croc, Harley Quinn escapes, Diablo is dead. Deadshot. Okay, yeah.
I believe Deadshot may be on work release, and Harley Quinn never actually manages to leave Belle Reve with the Joker at the end of the film, so most likely they are counting her and not him.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But I didn't write the question. I'm just assuming. All right, Alex. That is round number 2. And I got to say, I was real worried for Leire's chances there, but she got some good steals against her brother and came back towards the end. We might have a game on our hands.
Yeah, David is playing way more recklessly than necessary, and it's only benefiting us. So, David, I say, keep going. No repeats. You've got this.
All right, so that is round number 2 in the bag. 5-point lead for David. We've seen competitors come back from this. I know in the Schmodown they say that the 5 is that magic number you kind of want, because once you hit 6, it's very, very hard to win that round number 3. But with that 5-point question always looming, someone who does well here still has a real good chance at it. I can't wait to get into round 3 and see what happens. How about you?
Yep, this is not the end. I've come back from a point deficit bigger than this. She can do it. Please do it. Please.
Once again, no favorites. We totally have favorites. Let's get into round number 3, guys. All right, Alex, can you give them the rules for round number 3?
Sure thing. Each competitor will pick 3 numbers ranging between 1 and 16. Then they'll get questions corresponding to those at point values of 2, 3, and 5. I believe Leire still has 1 repeat. David, I believe, has 2. And both have their challenges remaining. Steals are not on in this round. And I believe Leire needs to answer at least her 2 and her 3 to send it back to David.
That sounds correct to me. All right. Once again, David, for round number 3, you are in the lead. So please pick your 3 numbers first.
I'm going to go with 2, 3, and 11.
All right. I have 2, 3, and 11 for David. Leire, your numbers.
Up to what, sorry?
16.
Okay, I'm gonna go with 9, 7, and 4.
9, 7, and 4. And as Leire is trailing, I will go ahead and ask her questions first. Your first question was in category number 9. All right, Leire, for 2 points and to come within 3 of David, your question's in the category of Marvel. Leire, in X2, X-Men United, movie coming up a lot today, what military program was run out of the Alkali Lake facility by Colonel William Stryker in Alberta, Canada? What was the name of the military program at Alkali Lake? And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No answer. No answer. We were looking for the Weapon X program. Weapon X. I think any comic book fan might have thrown that one out there if they've been reading Marvel for a long time, but the round is not over. Leire, you have 2 questions remaining. You can still throw it back to David, make this a little difficult for him. Your next question was from category number 7. And for 3 points. In the category of MCU, who created the algorithm to identify targets for Hydra by analyzing people's online private data to predict whether they currently posed a threat for Hydra or would be a threat in the future? What is the name of the person who created the identifying algorithm? Arnim Zola is absolutely correct. 3 points on the board, and she's fighting back. But Alex, of course, we all know it does come down to this. She can throw it back to David if she hits the 5-pointer in this situation. If she misses, David will win via TKO. Not what she wants to happen, certainly not what we here at the desk want to have happen. But it does come down to you, and you have, remember, 1 repeat and your challenge, both remaining should you need them. Your final 5-point question, Leire, in the category of comic book movies. Seems to be a theme today. In the film Ant-Man, what flavor of drink does Scott try to upsell to customers at Baskin Robbins? What is the flavor of the drink in Ant-Man? Tough question.
I don't even know it in Spanish.
This could be a problem, folks.
Oh my god.
Got to dig deep. Got to see if you can bring it out there.
All the while, David mugs for the camera.
Baskin Robbins would definitely know, because Baskin Robbins always finds out. And 5, 4, 3, you do have a repeat. 2,
Give me a
1.
moment, please.
Yep.
And she's going to use her final repeat. I want to give her the chance to throw it back to her brother. Once again, if you do that, he will have to answer questions. If you do not, TKO loss to David. The question is, Leire, in Ant-Man, what flavor of drink does Scott try to upsell to customers at Baskin Robbins? What is the flavor of the drink?
I'm going to say something really silly. Strawberry. I'm so sorry.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, David the Spaniard García. Well, Mango Fruit Blast was the answer. Mango Fruit Blast. And my sincerest of apologies, because I'm pretty sure I wrote that one. All right, we are going to go ahead then, Alex, and we got to say it. It happened, the unthinkable, the unimaginable, and God, the most tragic of all. David García walking out with a win over his own flesh and blood. Look at him. He's fighting his own family. What kind of a man is this, I ask you?
I'm so upset. I need a minute.
All right. Alex, we have a support group. There's coffee and donuts. There's a whole bunch of us. We get together every Wednesday. You can join us. We can talk about... congrats, David, by the way. David García is your winner in this matchup. He faced off against his own flesh and blood, and like a cold, heartless bastard, he took her down. TKO victory. Very impressive. I love that round too, though. Lots of steals going on, lots of back and forth. I thought she had a chance at it, but man, rough round 3 for Leire.
Yep, it absolutely happens. David is cold and heartless and mean and cannot stop mugging for the camera or sneezing into it. But unfortunately, he walks out with the win.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was an exciting matchup. Definitely. We've got one good competitor and someone she's related to. And in the end, David García takes down the victory. Now, unfortunately, we have to deny you the pleasure of myself, my class, my excellence, my excitement, and my wonderful co-host, Alex Frost, because we have to throw it to the interviews where, thankfully, Leire García will be able to entertain you, and David will also be there. Let's take it to our interviews. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Elk. My name is Corey Morissette, and I'm here, thankfully, not in the Elks Lodge. I tell you that Andrew Elk is an interesting fella, but that dude is just way too into Anne-Marie for my taste. So I'm here today after that very entertaining match between the García siblings. I'm joined here now by David the Spaniard García. And David, right off the hop, you knocked out your baby sister. Do you feel like a big shot now, tough guy? Is that how you treat your family members?
No, I mean, I feel well because I won. Honestly, when I walked into this, I knew how much my sister knew. But I think that the nerves of the first match got to her. So I know she knew that 5-pointer question. We have joked about the mango fruit blast before. So congratulations for her. It's not easy to walk into a ring for the first time. And we will make sure to, if now that I don't have to play against her, I will make sure to keep training her so she can go forward in the league. But yeah, honestly, she had beaten me in the Star Wars Trivia Pursuit before. So yeah, I don't feel bad about knocking her out really, because we are competitive and that's how it is between siblings. That's what happens. Aren't you an only child?
I'm not an only child. I have a younger brother and sister.
So you know how this works then.
Yeah. Let's talk about your round one a little bit, David. You went 8 for 10. Not too bad. Now, you like to consider yourself among the upper echelon of Geektacular players. What did you think about those 2 questions that you missed?
Well, the comedian one, I am going to be kicking myself for a long time because I should have known that. I actually thought about the comedian, but I don't know why I threw that character away. And then I remembered that Robin in Dark Knight Rises his last name was Blake as well. So I thought that let's just try it. And I don't remember the other question I missed. What was it? Oh yeah, the X-Men Bolivar Trash one. Yeah, that's on me. I didn't hear the movie. Right.
I hear you. Well, in round 2, you end up spinning the DCEU. Now, a lot of people in the Geektacular division consider you mostly a Star Wars and a Harry Potter type player, but you show that you know the DCEU pretty well too. Do you have any real holes in your game? Were you comfortable with that category?
Well, it's not one of my favorite categories. In the comic book realm, I really prefer the Marvel side of it. So, but when I span comic book movies, as I said, it was a big chance for me to get mixed bag movies that I haven't been able to watch or I haven't revisited in a long time. And respinning, there was the chance of me, as you said, getting more of a fantasy side of things that I am better at, Middle Earth, Harry Potter, Star Wars, or even MCU and movie release dates I have been trying to get better at. So yeah, I think the respinning was the right choice. And DCU, I mean, there are 6 movies. I have seen them all, but like Suicide Squad, I have seen it once. And I should have remembered Danny Elfman, because I know now when Leire said it, I remembered while I was watching the movie, the tracks of Batman and Superman came back, and I remember thinking that. Yeah, it's just how it happens. Sometimes it doesn't come to me, and I don't remember what was the other one I missed.
I don't remember offhand either, but the point is that you did really well in DCEU, and any future contenders who's thinking maybe if I spin opponent's choice, or if you spin opponent's choice, that'd be a category to give you. Maybe you want to think twice about that, because you did pretty well in that.
They can give it to me. I will be honestly happy if they give it to me instead of a few other things.
There you go. Now, Mr. Garcia, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you this. A couple of weeks ago on the Hillbilly Hangout, Hillbilly Scribs had as his guest John Mariano, the Sandman. He had some pretty strong statements about you and how you're running the Movie Trivia Face-Off League. Do you have any sort of response to him?
Well, John, I have to say I like what John is doing for the Movie Trivia Face-Off. You work behind the scenes with us, and he works hard. I am going to say to him that, yeah, he beat me back in Classics, but that was regular trivia. The decisions I tried to make, I don't make them on my own, and that was something that we tried to do from the start. So if he's accusing me of not being able to make decisions, and if he wants to be the one making decisions, then he doesn't understand how we run the Movie Trivia Face-Off, because it's not just me. I might be the founder, but I don't consider myself being above any of the other people in the administration team, and he should know that. But I might go to the Hillbilly Holler at some point to give it more information about it. But I don't want to get into a trash talking fight, because, I mean, he's an old guy. Come on. I don't want to kick him.
Very well. That is a Hillbilly Holler I would be very much looking forward to. So hopefully we get that in the near future. Mr. Garcia, we got a lot of big events coming up in the Movie Trivia Face-Off. Of course, that big December event that we don't have too much information on yet. But there's also a new division kicking off here, one that is very near and dear to your heart, judging by the T-shirt you're wearing. Tell us about your first upcoming Star Wars match.
I am preparing. What can I say? I'm excited. I feel like I have been preparing for this since I was 3 years old. So let's see how it goes.
Excellent. Well, Mr. Garcia, congratulations on your win here today. I think you owe your sister an apology. The holidays might be a little awkward around the Garcia household this year, but nevertheless, congratulations on a big win.
I will give her, I will buy her a Harry Potter present for Christmas, and she will forget. That's it.
Sounds good. When we come back, we'll be right back with his opponent, Leire García. We are back now with the beautiful, the talented, the beguiling Leire García. Leire, congratulations on your very first Movie Trivia Face-Off match. You did a fantastic job. It's very easy to see that all the brains and beauty in the Garcia family went to you and not to your brother. So you win in life, but you lost in the match. Maybe let's talk about your round one. You were still keeping it nice and close after round one, 8-5, I believe the score was. So how did you feel going into your first round playing in a movie trivia face-off match?
I felt, as my brother said, I think I was a bit nervous about it because it's different from playing with friends and to playing something more serious like this. But I felt like I could actually not beat him, but at least reach him and maybe make him fight for it a little bit. So when I got to the second round, I felt confident enough to get that marble category, which I should have spinned again. But
So what was your thinking going into round two? You spun Marvel. Now, that doesn't include MCU movies, so that's a little bit of more obscure runs like older Marvel or X-Men films, Deadpool, that kind of thing. You felt pretty comfortable with that category going in?
It's not that I felt really as confident as I would have felt if it was MCU, obviously, because that's my strength. For everyone to know now. I felt like, with my luck, I would spin either opponent's choice or something that I know nothing about. So I felt like spinning something that I know something about is better than spinning about something about that I don't know nothing. So I just stuck with it, and well, you know how it went.
Well, it's a sound strategy, but if you had to do all over again, would you have respun off of Marvel?
I probably would have respun it, yeah, and just stick with whatever comes with to me. But I think it was, as my brother said, the nerves. I wanted to go to get him, and it got the best of me, yeah.
It's quite different when you're on this side of the camera and people are throwing questions at you and everything. It gets quite nerve-wracking. So a lot of people don't take that into consideration. Did you find that you were quite nervous going up to the match, especially entering round three?
I actually felt more confident going to round three than to round four because I did a couple of steals in round two, because I did a couple of good steals in round two, and that got me closer to my brother, and I felt more comfortable now that I had done a couple of questions. So yeah, I felt more relaxed going to round number three than going to round number two.
Excellent. And of course, when we get to round number three, some tough categories again. You had Marvel again, comic book movies, some tough ones in there, but still, you were able to keep it close. You were able to take it to round three, which to me, I would consider a moral victory in itself, just to even get it to that point. So, Leire García, anything else you want to leave us with here today?
No, I just want to say thank you for having me. Thank you for everyone apparently supporting me and not my brother. And I guess that you will see me again, but not.
Excellent. We'd like to thank you very much again for joining us here today. And we're going to throw it back to the desk. Take it away, Elk and Alex.
All right, and a big thank you to Corey Morissette for those post-match interviews. We got some great talent here in the Movie Trivia Face-Off. Maybe not our best post-match interviewer, but he certainly did a great job talking to both of the Garcias. Today, we had a civil war, a family fighting each other, and a brother coldly striking down his sister in battle. It is unfortunate, and nobody wanted this to happen, but we are here, and it's been a great match. I'm so glad we got to witness it today. I thought a great performance from Leire, and I got to say, Alex, I think that really, when it comes down to it, there had to be some nerves in this match. I saw a couple times it looked like Leire was very kind of worried about her answer, maybe overthinking a few things. I think if she comes back in and competes again, we're going to see those point totals bump up 2-3 points, maybe even around, and she could be a real tough competitor for anyone in the future.
I absolutely agree. I've been privy to seeing her perform under different circumstances, and she is a killer. She is a point scorer for sure. Geek has a new thing they have to worry about, and it's not just David's facial hair this time.
Well, it's never a good day when you're stepping into the ring in Geektacular here in the Movie Trivia Face-Off against someone whose last name is García, and that trouble may have just doubled for all of our competitors. Great match from both of them. I got to say, David won the match. No, literally, I have to say it. It's in my contract. Congratulations, David. You won the match. Are you happy now? But you know, it was a good contest out there. And I want to thank all of you for joining us as well. Of course, all you face-off fanatics, I say what's up to you every single match when I come in, because you are what makes this league run. You, the fans, are why we do this. And of course, for the Schmodown, if you're not a member of the Schmodown Patreon, remember to check that out. Check out the Schmodown on YouTube and the Schmodown Entertainment Network. They're doing a great job. Lots of fantastic movie trivia content. And we're putting out a lot of content here. You've heard about the Hillbilly Holler, one of our exciting competitors, the Hillbilly himself, hosting various personalities from the league. How about a big thank you as well to all of the behind the scenes staff here at the Movie Trivia Face Off. We've got our question writers, we've got our editors, we've got all the people behind the scenes that you never see. Their names will be scrolling by down below. And of course, you've got the real personality, the shining stars of the league. That would be me and my desk partner for the day. Thanking you once again for joining us here at the Movie Trivia Face Off. And we'll sign off now in a Spanish fashion for all of our fans out there who are watching the Garcia's match. I am Andrew El Alche Kelk, and my partner on the desk, of course, Alex Patregotico Frost. Thank you very much from the Movie Trivia Face Off. Until next time, we face off.